Hello and welcome to NUR239 assignment. This video will be looking at part A and what is needed to address this section. In this part, you're required to review the video scenario found on Milo and critically analyse the implementation of the A to E assessment framework, the nursing interventions and considerations, and the pharmacological interventions. But what exactly does this mean? Well, critical analysis requires you to move beyond describing and needs you to deconstruct and evaluate. So, basically, you need to pull things apart and then tell the reader if what was seen was good, bad, or somewhere in between. So, if we first look at the A to E assessment framework and start with A, what was actually done to inform this assessment? Was this practice good or bad? Was it appropriate and best practice? This is where you will need to find supporting evidence to justify your evaluations, as without this evidence, this evaluation would simply be your opinion. This same process is what you will also need when critically analysing nursing interventions and considerations, as well as pharmacological interventions. What were some of the nursing interventions that you saw? Were these appropriate or not? How do you know this? What evidence is there to support your ideas? What pharmacological interventions were provided to the patient, and are they considered best practice, or does the evidence suggest something different? So, if you have to support discussion with evidence, what kind of evidence is needed? The most obvious is probably journal articles, but also important would be relevant guidelines, such as developed by the Australian Resuscitation Council. Whilst books offer a good grounding of information, because clinical practice changes so frequently, it may be that information in books is outdated, even in newer publications. The other thing to remember in Part A is the need to include mention of the clinical reasoning cycle. This may be done in two ways. You may want to weave this discussion throughout the entire Part A discussion, or you may simply want to write a separate discussion regarding this. Remember, however, this is not a specific CRC assignment, so you do not need to explore this in explicit detail. It may be that you focus on the parts of the CRC that were done well or done poorly. That's all for now. Good luck in Part A.
Created using Powtoon.